This will be a short instructional video on the DIANA IR series. These are multifunctional thermal imaging devices manufactured by OPTIX Bulgaria. These devices are designed to be used by special forces and law enforcement personnel while executing a wide variety of missions or other civilian operations, regardless of the adverse environmental conditions such as storms, dense fog, smoke, dust, snow, or total darkness. These portable and lightweight thermal imaging monoculars can be used either as a spotting tube, helmet-mounted monocular, or as a weapon sight. Quick mounting is achieved via Picatinny rail, Mill Standard 1913, without the need of any special tools. The DIANA IR series comes in two models: the DIANA IR 35 with a 35mm focal length of the objective, and the DIANA IR 50 with a 50mm focal length of the objective. The DIANA IR series provide the following capabilities: target acquisition, target identification, precise fire and point target, fire control tasks, tactical surveillance, and field reconnaissance. The DIANA IR series comes with the following delivery set: a hard Cordura bag, a soft Cordura bag with the device inside. The device comes with pre-installed protective rubber cap for the objective, your weapon mount, and your standard rubber eyepiece. There is an additional eyepiece supplied that blocks the emissions of the screen. In order for you to see the screen, you need to depress it and it will open up. A set of rechargeable CR123 batteries is included, the charger for the batteries, a 220-volt cable, a 110-volt cable, a 12-volt cable for charging from your car, a battery extender, the charger for the battery extender, a neck strap for the device, a cleaning cloth for the objective, a video output cable, and your instructional manual. The key characteristics of the DIANA IR series are as follows: a 35 or a 50mm focal length of the objective, thermal imaging module X-core with a 640 by 480 detector resolution and a 17-micron pitch, a thermal sensitivity of NETD less than 50 millikelvins, a variety of reticles with different types of ballistics and colors, a red dot mode, 5 zeroing profiles, an isotherm or red hot polarity, a weather type function, video output. The DIANA IR series are extremely compact and portable devices with a versatile use, both as handheld spotter tubes or weapon sights. The DIANA IR 35 has the capability to detect humans at more than 1,000 meters. Human recognition is more than 320 meters. Vehicle detection is more than 2,300 meters, and vehicle recognition is more than 780 meters. The DIANA IR 50 has the following capabilities: it can detect humans at more than 1,400 meters, it can recognize humans at more than 460 meters, it can detect vehicles at more than 3,300 meters, and it can recognize vehicles at more than 1,100 meters. In the front of the device, there is a rubber protective cap for the objective, the objective focus ring. On this side you have your battery compartment, your on-off switch. On the back you have your rubber eye cap with a diopter adjustment ring. Here you have your video port. On the bottom you have your pre-installed weapon mount, and on the top you have 3 multifunctional buttons. The DIANA IR can utilize both CR123 rechargeable Li-ion batteries or CR123 non-rechargeable lithium batteries. To properly install the batteries into the battery compartment, we need to lock open the cap and pull it out. Then, minding the polarity of the batteries, we need to install them first: minus, plus. To close the battery compartment, you need to press firmly and twist the lock until it's locked. For prolonged use of the device, for up to 5 hours, you can use the battery extender. To do this, you need to first remove the standard batteries, take the extender, press it firmly into position, and lock it with this lever. The DIANA IR series comes with a video port that allows the device to be connected to an external video monitor or to an external video recording device. Take the cable, which has a connector on one side, and properly align the red dots until it plugs into the device. On the other side of the cable, you have an RCA connector. When mounting the Diana thermal sight for the first time on your weapon, you can adjust the weapon mount to correctly fit your rail system. To do that, you need to press and release the nut. Rotating it adjusts the width of the mount. Be careful when returning it into position to have it locked between the two vertical grooves. We are now ready to mount the device on the rail system. With slight pressure on the front rail from the middle forward, you need to lock it into place. We do the same for the back lever. Afterwards, we check that the device is properly fit into the rail system, and we should be ready to shoot. The main operations are performed through the buttons on the top side of the device, and the integrated functions exceed the number of the 3 control buttons. Some features are triggered by a combination of buttons or temporarily pressing and holding the buttons for a specified duration. Digital zoom. Press the Z button to activate 2 times digital zoom. Press it a second time to activate 4 times digital zoom. The current digital zoom is shown at the top right corner of the screen. Please note that the digital zoom reduces the quality of the image. Pressing and holding the Z button for more than 2 seconds takes a snapshot. NUC, non-uniformity correction. Each element of the detector array is susceptible to generate a signal different from the signals of other elements under the same conditions of observation. This non-uniformity leads to the appearance of a geometric noise in the picture. This effect is especially evident in uncooled systems. Therefore, it is necessary to perform a non-uniformity correction periodically during operation of the device. The NUC algorithm is activated manually or automatically through specified intervals by pressing the N button. Pressing and holding the button for more than 2 seconds deactivates the auto NUC function as the icon automatic NUC disappears. In that case, the NUC will be carried out manually only when pressing N. By pressing the N button again and holding it for more than 2 seconds, activates the auto NUC function, and an icon appears on the upper left corner of the screen. Luminance polarity. The device has 4 fixed values of the display luminance. With prolonged use of the device in low lighting conditions, the lower luminance levels are recommended. This results in optimal energy consumption and greater observation comfort. Press and hold the button for more than 2 seconds to invert the image. For example, warm objects appear in dark tones, cold in white, and vice versa. Menu navigation. The buttons Z, N, and luminance are dual-purpose buttons. Besides the main and secondary functions, they serve also for entering and navigation through the menu. To activate the menu, press the Z and N buttons simultaneously, then use the Z and N buttons to move the cursor and the luminance button to select the function. To quickly exit the menu, press and hold the luminance button for more than 2 seconds. If the menu is left idle for 20 seconds, the menu will close automatically. Image. Brightness. Selecting brightness allows setting your own user-defined level of image brightness. Contrast. Selecting contrast allows setting your own user-defined level of image contrast. Scene. The scene menu allows regulation of the image contrast according to the observed scene. Highlight option. Boosts the signal input for optimal detection and recognition of high contrast objects. Panorama option. Regulates the signal input for optimal details when observing landscapes with variable objects. Weather type. Image quality is strongly dependent on weather conditions. When the weather is wet, for example, fog, rain, or other, the dynamic range of the scene is reduced, causing low contrast performance of the device. There are special image filters that enhance the details in low contrast image by wet weather conditions. You may choose between 3 filters: hot, normal, or wet. For good weather conditions, select the normal filter, otherwise the image will be noisy. Filters. This type of filters affect the edges of the object. You may choose between 3 filters: smooth, normal, and sharp. The smooth filter is suitable for reducing image noise. Objects have slightly blurred contours. The normal image filter is your standard mode of observation. The sharp image filter gives objects sharper contours for maximum detail performance at long distances. Palettes. Choosing black hot, warmer objects appear in black, and white hot, warmer objects appear in white, is up to users' personal preferences. Red hot is a recommended mode for prolonged observation. The image is red-black to minimize the blue light emitting by the display and is more comfortable on the eyes. Isotherm palette. The objects above the threshold temperature are colored in different shades of red. The temperature threshold can be set, increased or decreased by the temperature scale shown. Increasing the threshold value ignores the colorization of colder objects. This option is highly dependent from the distance to the object. It is highly recommended to try different values of the threshold in daily usage to find the right value for your personal preference. Quick Image Menu. By pressing Z and the luminance button simultaneously, a quick image menu appears. It is a shortcut for setting desired values of the main image parameters: brightness, contrast, and scene. Selecting the reticle brings up a submenu for adjusting the reticle. On the first row of the submenu is displayed the label of the current reticle profile. For example, Profile 1. Select it with the Brightness button. Use Z and N buttons to choose one of the previously saved profiles and confirm it by pressing again the Brightness button. This function allows you to boresight the device with different weapons or at different distances. It is possible to change the name of the labels using the GUI. Type option changes the reticle type. The site provides 5 reticle types. The last selected type will be saved onto the actual position. If the equipment is left on storage for a period longer than 1 year or has been experiencing hard impacts, do always perform control shots before using it and re-zero it if necessary. Changing the climate zones or sudden drastic temperature change may affect the bullet drop and the accuracy of the whole system. Perform re-zeroing procedure if such circumstances are present. Step 1. Before starting the zeroing procedure, please first select the profile 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Everything else you perform in the zeroing menu will be automatically saved to the initially selected position. Step 2. In the Type submenu, select the preferred reticle type 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. This reticle type will automatically be saved to the initially selected position. Step 3. Zeroing boresighting is made in a way similar to adjusting the bore sights of the day sights, with that difference that the reticle is adjusted electronically by pressing buttons. In position X, 0, Y, 0, the reticle is in the center of the field of view. Entering the zeroing function shows the typical zeroing menu with the aiming reticle and X and Y coordinates. There is an additional marker X on the screen, which should be placed at the center of the aiming point. When the first shot is made, the marker X should be placed in the center of the aiming point, target center, and by moving the X and Y values, the aiming reticle is moved toward the point of impact after the first shot. The managing of the values of X and Y and moving the aiming reticle is performed by pressing buttons N and button Z per direction, up, down, or left, right. Switching between directions is performed by short pressing the Brightness button. Once the marker X is in the center of the target, the aiming reticle is placed in the center of the impact point. By increasing the value of X, the reticle is moved to the right. and by decreasing the value to the left. Increasing the value of Y, the reticle is moved upwards, and by decreasing it, it's downwards. A single step click of the reticle equals 4.8 centimeters on 100 meters with a Diana IR 35. A single step click of the reticle equals to 3.4 centimeters on 100 meters with a Diana IR 50. For example, if the target is at 100 meters and the hit point is 20 centimeters to the right and 15 centimeters downward from the target mark, the reticle should be moved 4 steps clicks to the right and 3 steps clicks downwards. By long pressing at least for 2 seconds of the brightness button, the zeroing of the device is automatically performed, and the correct zeroing values of X and Y coordinates are displayed. Step 4. Depending on the atmospheric conditions, appropriate targets should be selected, providing the required temperature difference between target and background. In sunny weather, it is recommended to use of reflective materials like aluminium foil. In dark conditions, objects emitting heat provide the better contrast. A target with an aluminium foil attached to it does not absorb or reflects the thermal radiation, unlike the rest of the target, and because of that, seems like a cold object. Attention! Shoot on clearly visible targets only. For precise long-range shooting of more than 200 meters, it is recommended to do the zeroing of the weapon by using 2x and 4x electronic zoom. Color. Color changes the reticle color between white auto, white, gray 1, gray 2, gray 3, gray 4, gray 5, black, and black auto. Red dot switches on or off a red dot marker in the center of the reticle. On-off. With on-off, you can disable or enable the reticle. Features menu. Standby. When the standby function is enabled, the device will be switched to power saving mode every time when the tilt angle is more than 45 degrees to both sides or more than 60 degrees upwards and downwards. As soon as these conditions are fulfilled, the device will automatically switch to standby mode in up to 20 seconds in the current position. When the device position is changed, it will automatically switch back on again. Auto BPR, Bad Pixel Repair function. This device has an automatic algorithm for clearing defective pixels on the screen. Attention, small objects on screen on farther distance might be observed as 1-2 pixels and considered as defective pixels by the algorithm. When observing objects a long distance, please turn off the Auto BPR function. Snapshot. The snapshot function is performed by pressing and holding the Z button. Snapshots are stored in the internal memory of the device. Up to 20 images can be stored. View shows the stored snapshots and allows browsing through them with the Z and N button. To exit, press the luminance button. Delete all. Deletes all images from the device memory. Settings menu. Nuke type. The thermal imaging devices are prone to generate noise in the image, columns or dots. Therefore, periodic calibration of the sensor is a mandatory process. The non-uniformity correction, NUC, of the signal is a complex electronic process, which requires a uniform temperature body in front of the detector or the objective lens. For the convenience of the user, the device has a built-in motorized mechanism performing NUC procedures by automatically dropping a miniature shutter plate in front of the detector. This process takes less than a second, is accompanied by an acoustic noise resembling a click. Selecting the NUC type changes the NUC mode between internal and external. In situations requiring maximum suppression of the acoustic noise, the device can operate in external shutter mode, which isolates the operation of the motorized mechanism. When the external shutter mode is activated, the motorized mechanism of the shutter is blocked. Auto NUC function is deactivated. In that case, the calibration should be performed by the user, who must cover the objective lens before pressing N. In order to cover the objective lens, use the hand or the protective cap. Otherwise, the image of the display will resemble the negative effect of the observed scene. Upon power on, the device automatically performs 2 consecutive Nook cycles. During this period of time, it is desirable to cover the objective lens with the protective cap or with the hand. These actions are necessary only when the external shutter mode is activated. OT, operational time. The OT menu shows the total working time in hours. Language. Available languages: English, German, Hungarian, Czech, and Russian.